While it's nice to think the developers are looking out for every person in TF2, the reality is that they're not. Valve is a company, and a company exists to make money, plain and simple. How does Valve make money? With players. Players are needed because they not only buy your product or a free-to-play game, they also need to buy the microtransactions. TF2 is a game that pioneered the microtransaction trend, I feel, and I also think that they helped curate it really well. Instead of falling into terrible practices like taking important pieces out of the game and reselling it to us, they actually make it a one-time commitment. Buy one 99-cent item from us and you're good to go. Free updates, you can trade, and you have more space to store your virtual goodies. At least you need to buy more. Now, how does all this fit with Pyro, and to a lesser extent, random crits? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Deny it all you want, say it ain't so, but we can all agree Pyro is a class for newer players, and players who want to get easy kills. Defend them all you want, say I'm lying, at the end of the day, you and I both know Pyro is generally for people who are new, and are not very good at Team Fortress 2. Pyro's playstyle literally feeds into the mentality and playstyle of bonsai charging the enemy in hopes of killing as many people as you can before dying yourself. Well, what about Pyro's flare guns? What about his jetpack? The flare guns are used as both keep away and burst damage tools. What about his jetpack to get around more efficiently? Well, what you said is absolutely true. The flare gun is used as both a keep away, and the jetpack is used as a mobility tool at best, and a wild card at worst. The problem is, even if you're the best flare gun user or jetpack user in the game, it will never beat holding down W and mouse 1. The bonsai charge of medic, heavy, demo, soldier, and sentry gun, you at least have the chance to either fully take down one of those classes, preferably the medic, or at worst, you'll do a lot of damage to all of them, and you'll have a debuff on the enemies for a few good seconds. Hell, Pyro's weapons themselves are catered to attack recklessly. The backburner and flog are prime examples of this. If you were to charge headfirst into the enemy, the flog would be the better choice, dealing critical hits with a terrifying degree, and the backburner for more passive-aggressive Pyros. Now this is all in pubs and casual mode. Competitive TF2 is a whole different ballgame. Pyro is complete ass in competitive. Smart players know not only how to counter Pyro, but to be on the ready for him at all times. At best, he's really just a wrench in the enemy's plans, like a spy. However, his weapons and bonsai charging playstyle is still terrible in competitive TF2, where players have their wits with them. Casual Pyro is a different story, because casual games are just massive shit shows, and with no team really having a solid grasp on knowing how to play, Pyro players can get away with a lot more bullshit. Now you may be wondering, how does this crap tie back into itself? How does Valve, Pyro, random crits, and player bases tie into each other? Why don't you shut your little shit-ass mouth up? I'm gonna put a nice bow on this. TF2 relies on a new player base a lot, more than other games really. TF2 needs more Jose Gonzalez 2006s, and to keep the game going longer and to keep making money, they need to cater to them. If you don't cater to your fanbase, then they will leave and fuck off to Dota, CSGO, Call of Duty, or some other game that's either free or ones they already have ties to already. So let's say we run Valve ourselves. How do we keep new players invested in TF2 as long as we can, and to keep justification going for servers staying up and updates rolling in? Simple. We buff the easiest class to use, Pyro. We all know newer players are going to play terribly, so we might as well reward them a little bit by getting a few kills with the easiest class in the game. This logic also applies to random crits still being in the game for over a decade. Back in 2007, TF2 random crits were a bit more okay. Weapon variation was impossible, and any variation was welcome, and random crits were a bit different thing to experience. Hell, even the spy's knife and sniper's rifle could random crit. Random crits were mainly used to break stalemates or to promote a sense of turning a bad situation around. With no flexibility in terms of varied weapons or playstyles, adding random crits were a form of variation, and they were welcomed. However, with modern TF2, with hundreds of weapons, random crits are really only used to appeal to newer players. They help get generally bad players kills when they'd otherwise not get it. That's it. Now you may say, but random crits reward better players. They get an increased chance of getting more random crits. And again, you're right. The problem isn't that though. The problem is that random crits, even at their lowest chance of happening, can still occur. I can recall a Dust Bowl game I played not too long ago where I was on the red team, second point on the second map. Our team was getting our shit kicked in hard. Most of us were dead, with me and a few stragglers alive. I was a heavy, and I was on the point by myself due to everyone else dying. On point was a medic, a soldier, and a devilman with a pain train, a 4 cap rate. In a oblique attempt, I opened fire with my minigun at them. With a grace from God himself, random crits rolled in my favor, and I mowed all of them down. Another millisecond and we would have lost that game for sure. Now random crits saved me. Did I deserve them? Nope, I really didn't shoot anybody beforehand. Did the enemy team deserve to win that round with superior teamwork and planning? Yes. Did they win though? Nope. Due to God himself deciding I should have got random crits, I unfairly stopped the game from being won from somebody that truly deserved it. To finally wrap this up, I propose a few solutions to help maybe turn this around. If you also don't like random crits, and the easiest class in the game to get buffed at the player's expense, then follow a few ideas I think could make a difference. One would be to make a bigger stink about random crits and pyros. Instead of just typing WM1 in chat and having your name end with hashtag remove random crits, start talking to both the developers and the community at large about your issues. While at the end of the day, I and almost every TF2 player will go to bat for Valve and the TF2 developers, they're either ignorant of how the average game of TF2 plays itself out, or they just don't care on helping anybody but newer players and ignore veteran/more experienced players. In any case, make more complaints about these issues. Actually talk to the developers via their email address and on the Steam forums. Another thing would be to play TF2 less if you really don't want to play at that particular time. I will play TF2 probably for the rest of my life, unless I either kick the bucket or until the internet and power gets shuts off somehow. But sometimes, I need a breather from TF2. I've been playing this game for 11 fucking years, and sometimes I just need to ignore it for a bit. That's with anything you enjoy. Don't force yourself to play it. Otherwise, you might start to genuinely hate it. Getting burnt by this game can and will happen. It's natural. Finally, I suggest you support TF2 financially a bit more. If you like unboxing, maybe buy a few keys from the Manco store a little more often than you normally would. Buy map stickers more, and campaign passes. Buy the one that comes out every 1.5 years, if you're lucky. This shows Valve that we care for them, and if enough people vote with their wallet, then maybe Valve will be a bit more cooperative to listen to its player base. Also, please go premium. If you actively stay free to play, show Valve you care a little bit about the game more. It's just one 99-cent item, and you're good. If 50 people buy the 99-cent items to go free to play once a day, that's $50 a day Valve is getting. And really, that's quite a bit of money to make on just a very tiny sliver of people who play TF2 a day. Now, I hope to see the day random crits get removed, and I hope Pyro's toned back a bit on his raw power. I also hope to see TF2 get out of this uncertain time right now, and we need to help forward that motion. Let's do our part in getting TF2 better once again.